Well, I was going to say something on the top of the broadcast that was going to be like, only one Jordan was not enough for this show. But we're waiting on JMac to join us. But no, we have an exciting show for you. We One of the things we're going to do is we're kind of like a month away from free agency. Is we're going to be doing almost the same breakdown that we are going to be doing right around training camp. We're going to be looking at the rosters. We're going to be doing a little bit of a breakdown. And then obviously once free agency happens, we'll be breaking down some of these moves, how they fit, how they fit with the roster, and kind of go from there. I think that first things first, off the bat, of course, make sure you subscribe to the MHRT Network page, subscribe to the Mainly Broncos page, because we are going to have you covered the entire offseason, the entire Broncos offseason. And I'm sure Jordan's going to have you covered. Of course, I'm going to have you covered over there at Jordan T. Lopez. We are going live over there at Jordan T. Lopez. Brandon Miller is not with us tonight, so we are going live also on his account, but he unfortunately is not joining us. I'm going live, obviously, at Cameron Parker PO. And, of course, the MHRT Network Twitter handle as well. There's also a join feature that is a part of the MHRT Network YouTube page. Feel free to subscribe to whatever's your heart's content, if you will. And as we said, our guest should, knock on wood, hope everything's okay, should be joining us. But Jordan Lopez, how you doing? It seems like you're through the basketball season, like your basketball season. And now you are gearing up, much like the rest of us, for this NFL offseason.
Yes, my high school season came to an end this past Saturday. Lost in the district championship, so we cannot advance to regionals. So high school season's over, and I am on the lookout for the travel ball season that's ahead of me. Don't know what's going to happen there, as I'm currently dealing with some stuff there, but there's going to be another busy summer with or without basketball because this off season for the Broncos, a lot of things to talk about. So I'll be writing a lot of draft content, whether it's for the Broncos, for UM, it's all going to be tied in somehow. So there are a couple, I won't say a couple, there's a few UM players that I wish would be Broncos at the end of the draft, and you guys will for sure hear it by me the whole time. So, but yeah, it'll be an interesting summer ahead.
It's okay. I mean, I am the same way when it comes to Nebraska prospects. I will very biasedly admit that. But truthfully, I know that off the or not off the record, as we're letting do the stream, but like I know that I obviously know that the Broncos and I don't exactly know where I heard it from. The Broncos were supposedly at 4 of Nebraska's games this last year. Why they were there? Well, it certainly wasn't because of Dane Key, and it certainly wasn't because of Sierra Wright, and it certainly wasn't because of Javin Wright, and it certainly wasn't because of Deshaun Singleton. It was because of the fact that there's a certain running back that might or may not be running back 4 or 5, depending on your ranking, maybe even in the top 10 as far as running back rankings. So it is going to be an absolute blast. So thank you guys to everybody that has chimed in. So it's been an exciting time. Obviously, it is the NFL offseason. It is a lot of moving parts. And I think that the way you want to phrase it is a very much of a fluid situation. So everything that will be happening around March, or everything that is rumors or everything like that, what we think is rumors at the beginning part of this might actually just end up being simply conversation. And there really was no interest when all things are said and done. So that's probably the way I would lead things off, and we're going to have a fun episode tonight. I think we're going to try our to the model. Uh, that link that everybody really, or not everybody, but that everybody has been using, I should say. I forget who shared it, but um, it is it is going to be a fun option for anybody that does not know. You are able to do free agency, sign your players, sign restricted free agents, sign as well as maybe even exclusive rights free agents. And then after that, logical explanation is then from there you go to the NFL draft. And so from there we go to the NFL draft. So it's gonna be a fun model to use, and I'm kind of excited. It's actually Jordan and I were talking about it in the green room, and it's one of the best models that I think we've used in quite some time.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's gonna be fun. Maybe because you weren't there last week, Jordan. How would you paraphrase or use your own projection? And obviously, I probably know some of this answer. But since it's on stream, how would you project this offseason going forward for the Broncos?
In terms of the importance or in terms of what we need to get?
It's just your entire point of view. Like when you look strictly at this offseason, it's entirely your interpretation.
So when I think of this offseason for the Broncos, I do think of it as probably the make or break offseason where we will know if the Broncos will be title contenders once again and for the near future. Reason being, I think we can all agree the Broncos met expectations and even past expectations. It was very unfortunate how we went out due to Bo being hurt with his ankle and then nearly winning the AFC Championship game with a backup quarterback and our defense playing lights out and all of that. But with that being said, there are things that the Broncos need to improve upon to get over that hurdle. And quite frankly, I do believe even with Bo being hurt, if we had an extra, let's just say wide receiver or another stable running back or one more dominant offensive lineman, just anything, I think that game would be a bit different. And I truly do believe that. So in terms of how I view this offseason, it is going to be very important. It will tell us a lot on how they view our championship window because I do believe it's open, as we clearly saw this year. And I do believe with the Russell Wilson dead money cap being gone, that they can capitalize on it. Now, we all know we've heard rumors for years and years on they're checking in on this player, they're going to be aggressive on this player. That never happens. It's going to be another off season of that. We're going to hear a lot of it. We just got to see their actions now.
Yeah, it's definitely one where I think the way I phrased it when I did the poll question, it was just was it like last week or something like that? It was one where it was like they really do have a really good roster right now. The question is just they really are at a rock and a hard place of they need to make the tough decisions of let's take that next step, right? Like let's surround this offense with some primo talent, like a running back one, a wide receiver one. You know, I know you specifically, and hopefully Jim can be able to join us, but um, it's one where it's just like, yeah, we've been a little bit critical of Cortland Sutton when it comes to this year, but we also know that there's a lot of things that he's been good at these last couple of years. It's just we need to see a little bit more, and unfortunately, it's also one of those two of what he has been, and that has been a wide receiver 2 or even 3, depending on how your interpretation is. But unfortunately, he is not a wide receiver 1. And I also hope too, as Victory Lap even mentions, I hope that the AFC Championship game, for as much as it was a Debbie Downer from even a weather aspect and game aspect, I would hope that the AFC Championship game is a glimpse at the urgency the Broncos can at least have for going into this offseason.
Yeah, I mean, they're for sure going to have that motivation going into next season. It just all turns out for me at the end, how aggressive are the Broncos going to be in surrounding Bo with as much talent as you can surround them with. I listen, I understand that there have been some fan love between some of these players, but in order to get to that next step, and I think I even mentioned it on one of the episodes in the regular season, where when I look at this wide receiver room and I just look at the playmakers in general, I just can't see that group in the Super Bowl. Little did I know that Bo was going to put on his Super Bowl cape on and push us through that playoff run. Unfortunately, that he just got hurt, but I don't think we can continually rely on Bo putting on that Superman cape and carrying the offense in crucial times. So I think this is the offseason where we finally get him some help and really make that next step.
And it really isn't a matter of like that we weren't aggressive, right, in these last couple off seasons, because like there were some pretty necessary needs, right? Like there are some pretty necessary needs for this team moving forward, right? And I think that that's where it's kind of and Paul, friend of the program, really we love Paul. He chimes in, get Pitts. Like we'll see. We're gonna end up doing our free agency simulator, but it's like that's the rock on the hard place because it's like it isn't so much about Evan Ingram in a sense of like his talent level, right? Like he's a talented level tight end, if you will. They just never saw that. Maybe that is an Evan Ingram related thing, or maybe that was just because Peyton's scheme and offensive scheme is just a little bit harder to pick up than normal, right? Even Dre Greenlaw from a defensive side of things mentioned about how the defensive side for Vance was a little bit hard to grasp. And to a certain extent, when you're the first person kind of coming in, I can understand why it can be a little bit of an adjustment. The only part that is just a tad bit of cold water, if you will, and unfortunate to the Greenlaw news as well, Talanoa Hufanga was able to pick it up like that. So that's just kind of like the unfortunate thing. But I think that for that, as far as like moving on from Ingram, I'm not expecting them to move on from Ingram, but I know that some fans and for what they're expecting, if you do get to what Paul was mentioning there, if you do end up getting a Kyle Pitts, I don't see how both can coexist.
I agree. And I know I'm gonna bring it up now. I don't know if Davis Webb being the new OC and possibly the new play caller changes.
That's right. You
things.
were not there last week.
Yeah, I don't know if that changes things now with Evan Ingram. If people don't know, I mean they're best buddies. That's Webb's good friend. Maybe this changes things a bit for Evan Ingram, and maybe we can see the Ingram that we were expecting, this whole time. But I think without a doubt, though, whether it's through the draft or free agency, we have to get at least one more guy.
The top priorities, I would say, as far as Bronco fans and everything that they've projected, is running back, wide receiver, and tight end. Like those are the main three. Now, I probably would put running back a little bit higher. But who's to say that wide receiver one is, going to end up being that issue? I just think that when you think of a running game, right, and they always say that running game is the most friendly when it comes to a quarterback. A friendly running game is paramount. Like it is absolutely paramount. So I'm very interested to see how aggressive, and I actually mean this, like actually aggressive, this team will be when it comes to the playmakers and going forward for this, this offseason. Because, as we said, they were aggressive. they were aggressive when it came to this last offseason of making sure they were able to go get a safety. Maybe they were able to go get a linebacker and Dre Greenlaw. Yes, it was there was some risk involved, but there was also some high reward involved. And I do think we probably see some of that this year in 2026, but there was some risk involved. There was some risk involving J.K. Dobbins. So they clearly took some risk, at least like the beginning of taking risk. And I hope, and this point necessarily hasn't been brought up, Jordan, but I hope that those risks that they took at the beginning part of that, which is 2025, is one where it's like, okay, we took these risks. Let's not take some of these risks, in 2026. But I have to at least expect that was almost the appetizer for what's to come.
Yes, I would agree with that, but that saying of you won't be disappointed if you have no expectations. I mean, I'm trying to go into this off season expecting nothing, so I don't really get disappointed. But man, I need Denver to do something. I need Bo to have the proper playmakers with them going into the season.
So I know you saw the poll question that I posed on social, and it was about a week. Really surprised with the results. And I know you're pro wide receiver, but where did you rank between wide receiver one, tight end one, running back one? When you looked at all three of them to kind of together, I assumed you voted for it, but like what did you vote for and why?
I obviously put. I mean, I'm super biased when it comes to this, but I put wide receiver one. I
Why?
put I put that one because the inconsistency from that room and it hasn't just been for the 2 years that Bo has been here. It's been for the several years that we've been seeing. Something needs to change, and that room needs a rehauling, in my opinion. So whether that is a new wide receiver one or that is getting multiple guys in the room, it just needs fresh faces in there and new faces in there. So, and also we cannot go into the league this new season and lead the league in drops again. Yeah, that it just can't happen, especially with your young guy that continues to carry the offense. So that's why I have him at one. Me number two is running back, just because listen, I love RJ Harvey, but you need another reliable, stable guy behind him or ahead of him. You just have to. I know Sean Payne has a thing with Tyler Bidet, but his drops in the passing game were egregious. Jaleel McLaughlin, again, he has moments, but I think he is perfect from like coming up from the practice squad and like game day elevations and stuff like that. I think he's a good depth piece. J.K. Dobbins, I know we're probably gonna have a conversation about him later when we do our GM thing, but that's a unique situation for him to be in, for the Broncos to be in. But that's why I put the running back too, because we need another guy, especially if one goes down. We need another reliable one to show up. And then tight end three, I have this as the last one because, again, I mentioned Davis Webb being the new OC and possibly the new play caller. Hopefully that can reinvigorate Evan Ingram a bit and get him going. But I think, as time goes, I think we can maybe get a tight end in the draft and really not prioritize it like a receiver and a running back.
So when you look at the Davis Webb stuff, and before we jump a little bit too much, I guess, into the free agency news, give us your thoughts on this, because what I mentioned with Brandon last week when we talked about it was it isn't so much about, and granted, it was like, because like when you hear play caller, right? Like that's the thing too, is like when you hear play caller, you assume, we all assume, we're human, but like we all assume when we hear play caller, we just be like, okay, he's going to be running his offense. And by his offense, we mean the Davis Webb offense. And so one of the things that I said was, I don't think he'll be running his offense, but he will be making the play calls and the sheets that Sean Payne is providing. Now, he might actually have some autonomy, maybe very little autonomy, or maybe none at all when it comes to creating his it maybe his version or a what is it it like almost like a connection off of a different play, right? Like so I think that it's one where when you think of play calling, he's going to have play calling duties. That's what I'm assuming. But I don't think it's ever going to end up being one this year specifically where it's going to be like, this is his offense. This is how it's constructed. What say you?
I believe Davis. Oh, well, first things first. I love Davis Webb coming back, and I'm glad that happened. I believe his relationship with Bo and him being the bridge. And I'm not saying there is a hostile thing between Bo and Sean, but you always need someone just in case for some arguments, and so it happens. It's sports, but having Webb there for the relationship aspect between Sean Payne, Bo, and his own personal relationships with those two guys is important. I believe, and I know I had mentioned this comparison several episodes ago. Sean Payne loves Bo Nick so much that sometimes he gets in his own way. And I think he's like that with Davis Webb as well, because he truly loves Davis Webb. So now he has two guys that he truly loves and would do anything. Like he tries to make everything perfect for them, but not everything's going to be perfect. So there's going to be some adversity throughout the way. And I think Davis Webb being the play caller, which I hope he is going into the season, is a good thing in my opinion. I believe he will help out Bo more in terms of getting the plays in more in a quicker fashion. And then also, I think Davis Webb obviously is going to run Sean Payne's offense. It may look just a tiny bit different, but same concepts. Which, again, I want Sean Payne to still be the play designer and stuff like that. He's a great play designer. I mean, his schemes are second to none. I mean, the way he draws up things is brilliant. But in terms of play calling and sequencing them up, I would trust Davis Webb a little bit more on knowing what Bo wants to do, knowing what Bo's comfortable doing at certain aspects of the game, certain situations throughout the game. So I'm excited for Webb. I'm hoping it becomes official and he is the play caller. And I think Webb is going to have a little bit more say in the offense. Just my opinion. I think Payne respects him enough to where he'll have his input in the offense. It's not going to be an egregious change because I think at the end of the day, Davis Webb is going to be under Sean Payton's coaching tree whenever he does get a head coaching job. So some of the same philosophies and concepts are going to be through him. So, and I bet Davis Webb loves some of the things that Sean Payton does offensively. Now, there's certain concepts that you can do different formations or just in a different way. And I think Davis Webb can provide that with some creative stuff in the modern day football stuff. So I kind of like it and I'm excited for it.
Yeah, and that was one of the things I touched on too, was because like we've had the conversation before when it comes to the what is it, the
Yeah.
verbiage of the actual like play calls and getting it in, and when it helps to have and it isn't a matter of the fact of Bo has clearly taken in Sean Payton's system. It's evident of that. Like he's very much understood Sean Payton's system. Not a lot of people can say that. It's just about the verbiage, shortening the verbiage, and getting it from a person you trust in terms of Davis Webb, in terms of that. And that is invaluable. Like, and that is pretty valuable when you have something like that. So I think having that in terms of your ear, I think it's going to be very interesting. What's up, J-Man? So Brandon he is actually out of the country. He's actually out of the country right now. And so it is, fortunately, if you will, we'll hold it down. It is me and Jordan holding it down. We're supposed to have a guest tonight, and it's so hopefully he could be able to join. If not, that's okay. We'll be able to schedule it another time. But yeah, so Brandon is out of the country. I don't exactly know where he is. But yeah, he is out of the country, and I believe it's for work. Um, but I think that's the thing too, is just like, when we talked about is like, I want to ask you too, because like that's the other angle of this that's kind of hard to ignore, Jordan. And it's, is there something about a, in air quotes, a coach in waiting with this? And don't get me wrong, you're in the Slack chat that I'm in. I've definitely not ignored it. Um, but it's one that I clearly look at the situation, and I look at the landscape of the jobs that were available, which were 10. That's a lot of jobs. Davis Webb did not take a job when there were jobs for 10 of them. And in 10 of them, also, that means that there were also 10 jobs that were going to potentially be offering offensive coordinator positions. He didn't take a single one. And two of those were from teams that I legitimately thought he was going to be leaving the Broncos, and that was the Bills and the Giants. Former clubs, also the Giants signing Jim Harbaugh. How do you turn a deal like that down? So there's obviously some different scenarios that go on in every single head coaching cycle. But it is hard for me to ignore that there was at least something said, something conversationally that was like, okay, he's staying here. He's staying here for play calling, but what else is there?
Yeah, I agree with that. I with the whole coach in waiting is funny. I've had conversations in my own little head about, is Davis Webb going to replace Sean Payton, but how will that work?
He's what, 30 years old? He
Yeah.
like You're older than he is. I'm kidding.
But it's like, I'm pretty sure the ownership also views very, very highly of Davis Webb, and
Right.
they obviously do. And again, I don't want to bring the situation up, but if they had their hands tied between picking either Sean Payne or Davis Webb for the future, I don't know what that answer would be. And I'm not making it seem like I hate Sean Payne, because I love Sean Payne and I love how he has transformed this franchise back to where it was. But it is interesting because I would love for Davis Webb to one day, replace Sean Payton. But I don't know how much longer Sean Payton's going to be in the league, whether it's going to
Yeah.
be one more, two more, three. But if we're going to keep making Davis Webb wait, he's going to take a job somewhere else.
He's 30 years old too, and it's just like, it is undoubtedly a long game. And um I think that when you look at, the just the overall landscape, it's one where it's like it's so hard to ignore. Right? Like it's so hard to ignore the obvious when you talk about coach and waiting, you know? And but also too, it's like this is also his interests. And if he wants to be a head coach, you can't even ignore that either. And but it's such a rare situation of he's 30 years old. Like he's 30 some years old. And we talked about it last week. It's almost like in the baseball version, it's like jumping from single A automatically all the way to the pros, you know? And so to go from a QB coach to automatically to a head coach is just insane. And so it's one where you kind of also have to take a step back too, because when you hear the reports of Ian Rappaport and you hear the stuff that he's talking about, which is that it was legitimate. Like it was legitimate interest for him as being a head coaching candidate or even going elsewhere. That's where it's just like, okay, what's going on here?
I want to pose this question to you, Cam. And I hope people don't take this the wrong way. I'm just curious. Is Dan Reeves, is Sean Payton Dan Reeves, and is Mike Shanahan Davis Webb, like that type situation? Is that like the modern version of this?
Go ahead, bud.
I said, do you think this
Oh,
situation is more Sean Payne is like Dan Reeves and Davis Webb is like Mike Shanahan?
I've heard that being thrown around. You're not the only person that mentioned that.
Because I wonder it, and like the similarities are kind of there.
They are,
It's
but
it's interesting.
um, it's so hard because like I don't view Sean Payton as a Dan Reeves at all. That's
Me
the
neither.
that's the part of it too. And it's just like because it's funny. I was having a conversation with my mom about this and my mom and dad about this too. And it's just like when you look at Sean Payton, there's a little bit more of a like genuine aspect to him that I think people don't realize when it comes to Sean. And I don't think, and granted, obviously you're like 12 years old, so you wouldn't know, and I wouldn't know either. But like, it just felt like in the Dan Reeves era, there really wasn't maybe that much in terms of like genuineness necessarily. I think they were competitive and they wanted to make sure that things were working, but I don't think it was like I don't know. So it's just it's, but there was some definite, genuine interest between John Elway and Mike Shanahan. So it's also one where it's like I don't want to dismiss it, but it's also one where it's just like it also feels too good at the same time.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that. And again, I'm not trying to make it look like Sean Payne is Dan Reeves and all that. And I know you don't either, but I'm just saying in terms of like the somewhat of the similarities and the situation, I guess. This it's like similar situations where Davis Webb is there, and we all kind of are looking at him like if he's the next one, and stuff like that. So you know, eh, time will tell, obviously, but man, it is something to it's something interesting to have a conversation about for sure.
Yeah, and again, it's just it's the elephant in the room conversation, right?
Yeah.
Because and I even have said it before, and granted, it was an offensive coordinator platform. Um, like it was an offensive coordinator platform, but we've seen evidences of this when it comes to you know coordinators or people staying. Ben Johnson stayed for how many years? 3, 4 years uh, before taking his job at Detroit. Now, granted, the one thing you can probably say he's not going to be pulling that stunt. Davis Webb probably was not going to be pulling that stunt where, um, and so it's just one where it's like, what he joins the Raiders, and the only way that probably would work out in like 3 or 4 years is if Clint Kubiak didn't work out, which I guess is somewhat fitting, because it's the Raiders' job. But like Bobby Slowick was the same thing, and Bobby Slowick turned into just being a simple coordinator QB coach, at least at this point in his career.
Yep.
And so it's one where you clearly know probably what your worth is. And I have to think, much like Jim Leonard taking the Buffalo Bills job, you don't take a job unless it's worth it.
Yep.
And that's where I think it kind of falls in lines with me. It's like going forward, there's obviously not going to be 10 jobs available. So it's how can we be able to find a job that is at least worth it? And is this job worth it enough for me to leave where I'm at to go from there? And that's going to be impossible to predict.
It's gonna be interesting.
So, sounds like our guest will be joining here in just a little bit. Had to take in a little nappy poo, and I guess he forgot. Um, but all right. You want to jump into our free agency draft, all things,
Let's do it.
stick to the model, and everything. All right. So the stick to the model for anybody that does not know. It is a free agency model. What's up, J Mac? You woke up from your nap.
Here we go. The issues are already happening. I love it. He's in his prime form.
He's in his what is it, elite form?
Yep. There you go. Classic.
So for anybody that does not know, as we said, the stick to the model is a website that had been created about I want to say it was a week ago, Jordan.
I want to say so, yeah.
J Mac, you ready? We can't hear you.
Boy, struck down.
But so anybody, the stick to the model is a website that was created last week, I believe, right, Jordan? It was created.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. And it's at least in the early days, you can actually, or the early stages, you can actually subscribe to it. Do we have you?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we got you now. It's okay. You woke up from your nap. You were a little bit later. You had to, prepare a little bit longer. It's okay. You joined the show. It's all good.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry, man. I was mad, but I'm all.
Oh, this is awesome. This is awesome.
That's funny. Anyway, so the stick to the model is a free agency site that people have been using for free agency, the draft. And the draft had been something that when you typically use models, you never really see models be attached to it. Because there had been a model that I had used was about like 8 years ago called Fanspeak that would add free agency to it. And it was one where it was like they never would add the draft to it, right? And so it's just like it was one where, okay, when you think of a whole off season, that's exactly what that is exactly what a whole off season is. So when you do something like a simulation like this, it makes total sense to add a actual off season model where you're a true GM.
Yeah, I mean, just from the little time I've had to deal with it, it is a pretty cool program. I won't lie, and I'm glad there's something like this where we can play around with, because my version of this is to do it on Madden, but obviously that is not realistic, and this is a bit more realistic. So,
is it better, J-Mac? Is it better?
It is better. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys see me?
We can see you. We can hear you.
What's going on, guys?
It's going good. We're actually just talking about this new model that they created about a week ago, which was the stick to the model that everybody has been using, at least with social media and everything. And so I sent you the link, but I assume you've dabbled in it.
Yes, I have. I've been using it like every day throughout the week.
It's addicting.
Kind of getting the hang of it and everything. Bro, isn't it though? No, it actually is very addicting. Like, I love it because you can kind of it's like, because usually before that I use Spot Track. I would just, you can restructure contracts and everything like that. But this one, you can like gauge the actual market value and adjust it. You can actually force more realistic things and stuff like that. And I love how you can go back, and it's really good.
Right.
I like it.
I think the part that I think is underrated is the fact you can actually go back, free up more money if you need to to ensure something else happens. For anybody that does not know, J-Mac obviously does a bunch of Broncos content, does a Broncos short form NFL content over there on Instagram. That's really where he's really been super, super popular. He was doing a show, I believe it was Orange Crush Hour, with Denver Trav. So yeah, he is definitely familiar with the podcast game, and so thanks for joining us, J-Mac. So before we go nitty gritty on this off-season simulator, J-Mac, you were jumping in a conversation that I think is a very obvious conversation with Broncos fans, and that is the Davis Webb conversation.
Okay,
it's the two-part question, the two-part obvious question. How much stock do you buy in calling plays? And whenever people say he's calling plays, they always assume, oh, he's calling his own offense. He's not calling his own offense. That's what we're all kind of assuming, And then obviously there's the other part of this that's attached to it, which is there some sort of coach in waiting aspect to this Davis Webb angle of him staying with the Broncos?
I think so. I think Sean is a guy. I think he definitely has some up his sleeve with that. I think he wouldn't have brought. I don't think Davis Webb would have came back if he didn't get like a say in this offense. And honestly, we kind of need it. I don't want to. It's kind of like a slippery slope, right? You don't want to discredit Sean, but at the same time, you got to keep it real. And the real is Sean is great at culture building. He's changed his team around. He's great at roster construction. He's done a lot of good things for this offense in general. Like, I think the development of Bo Nix, he's had a great part of that. And I think the play calling that he's had has definitely been, it's been necessary, but it has been very conservative. And I think can be the guy to just kind of rip the Band-Aid off of Bo Nix, especially heading into year 3. Year 3 is the year that we see a lot of quarterbacks that MVP type jump, or just actually start getting to their groove of things. We start seeing the real version of them, and I think Davis Webb can definitely add that to this offense for sure, and definitely unlock a lot of the guys like Marvin Mims, maybe Evan Ingram. We got to see about that, but I definitely think it'll be a really good thing. And I'm not saying for him to take over the plays completely, but Sean is probably gonna have him weigh in at the start a little bit, and then just have him take off.
I mean, instead of calling one drive in preseason, he'll call 2 drives in the preseason.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I definitely think for like the first maybe month of the season, Sean will still call the plays. Davis Webb will be incorporated a little bit, and then you'll just see him just fully take off. Like, that's usually how Sean likes to run it.
I think the other side of it too is, and granted, Jordan, we didn't actually say this too, is like it's also going to allow Sean to be the true CEO that we know he is.
Oh yeah,
and he's been like a true CEO type head coach for as long as we know, right? And so when you at least put the trust in something of Davis Webb, who in the trend of the NFL, which is like younger offensive minds, it matters. Like it matters in the strict form of even your development of your quarterback. And so it's going to also prolong your quarterback's life, and it's going to prolong your head coaching shelf as well, when you can kind of be that true CEO head coach that dabbles in this aspect, the defensive aspect, and even the special teams aspect.
Yeah. Well, we'll for sure see, but like how J-Mac said, I think for sure Sean Payne has something up his sleeve, and I wouldn't doubt that Davis Webb knows something as well, and that's the reason why he came back.
Well, and the other side of it too, right, is, as Victor Lab mentions, is Sean can easily just take it back like that.
Yeah.
So, all right. You guys ready to dive into this off-season simulation, which involves the draft and, of course, free agency?
Let's do it.
All right.
Yeah, man.
So for anybody that does not know, as we just said, this is the stick to the model simulation, which involves free agency. It involves in that free agency doing the franchise tag. It involves signing your restricted free agents, maybe extending some of your exclusive rights free agents. So it's gonna be definitely a fun model that we're going to be using for all intents and purposes the next month. As free agency is about a month and a day late, if you will, because in March 11th is like the beginning of free agency. So we're going to be using this a lot, probably as much as a mock draft, which a mock draft is included in this. So once the free agency is over with, we end up using a mock draft. So it's going to be a lot of fun. The stick to the model obviously shows you a grand total of what the salary cap room is available to for each team. Obviously, it's the Broncos. The Broncos, for what it's worth and everything that they start out with, is $29 million. So we start things first with the cap management, ladies and gentlemen. So Jordan and J-Mac. And also J-Mac, I probably should have let off with this. We're going to try and attack this with the offseason we think is going to happen, not what J-Mac thinks is going to happen, of them trading Cortland Sutton for like T. Higgins or trading him for like Jalen Waddle or A.J. Brown or even Justin Jefferson. That trade is not going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen.
So, but no, this is the idea of like what we think is going to happen. So, in terms of the cap management, what do we start with first? Do we start with the obvious? Do we start with some of the players that we want to make sure we deal with first? Maybe guys like J-Mac, Palczewski, maybe some of the players that might be needed in terms of the restricted free agency market.
Yeah, I would say honestly, the first thing is kind of what most teams do is restructure. Okay, so I think restructure start with. I think definitely they're going to go offensive line route. I think Mike McGlinchey is like a big restructure candidate. And I think the other one is Ben Powers. I think
restructure. Restructure Ben. Okay, so let's come down here. What is it? The restructure icon. You can do it with a void year. That will get you some cap savings of $10.5 million in cap. The standard will put you at 7.9. I assume, Jordan, to put it on you, maybe doing a void year to free up as much money as we can.
Yep, we're gonna do it with the void year.
You good with that, J-Mac?
I'm cool with that, man.
All right. Well, so we restructured Mike McGlinchey. You said Ben Powers too, right?
Yeah, Ben Powers. So I think it's gonna be interesting with him because you can either restructure him, or I don't know if it was him I did that way. It might have been Brandon Jones, but you can actually extend him and restructure his deal and save money. But let's just go for Ben Powers right now. Let's just do a reconstruction.
The void year, you can do cap savings of 5.4. And the standard, there's no cap savings at all. Now, if you were to extend, you could do an extend plus restructure.
Mm-hmm.
So we think in 2 years, 3 years, obviously not 4 or 5.
I think if he does, it'll be like I think if he does get extended, see, I think Ben Powers is one of the actually biggest question marks I think no one's kind of talking about, because you do got Paucho who played really well. He's younger. You would obviously, you could pay him less, but it's like, what is the biggest, and I'm actually leading this up for y'all because I'm kind of like in the middle. Do y'all think there's a big difference between Powers and Paucho?
So that's the part I'm kind of all the offseason stuff, and I think Jordan and I have had this conversation. It's like, I think the likeliest offseason is like, we think they cut Powers, but also by the same token, it's like, I feel also too like, has Palczewski actually earned it enough to be the full-time starter? and thus replacing Powers. He's obviously at that point is going to give you financial flexibility, but it's just, is it legitimate that it's actually like, do we truthfully think it's going to happen? So I don't know, Jordan, would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I would like to see how much we save if we do cut him, because I think we need to get some new guys in the offensive line, because, I'm being told that this is the greatest offensive line since,
It's true.
sliced bread, but
Jordan hates
when
the
Bo
offensive
Nix's not
line.
back there, it looks completely different. So
Dude,
I need
Jordan hates the offensive line.
Yeah, I need this offensive line a little bit retooled a bit, and I need some new people there. And I think Ben Powers is going to be that guy being moved. So I wonder how much we do save if we cut him outright.
If we cut him.
So again, this is about what we think happens. Do we think they cut Powers?
It depends on how much. All right, so let's say we do cut him. How much money do we get?
Okay. So if we were to select the cut option, we will be having a dead cap of 9.8, but a net cap savings of 8.7.
How about post June 1?
5.4 in dead, 4.4, but the 2026 in cap savings is 13 mil.
Damn. I don't see them cutting them. I think they do something like because I don't know if they want any more dead money on the books. So they might just restructure.
Extend and restructure.
I mean, knowing the Broncos, they're probably going to extend them and restructure them. I mean,
all right. So this is going to be the call of what they do: extend and restructure. So I assume 2 years.
Yeah, because he already has a year on his contract.
Yeah. So with that extension, I don't exactly know what they signed for. It looks like, but it saved you about $4 million. So we're at $43 million right now.
That's cool. Okay.
Now what else? Do we want to restructure someone else, like J-Mac's favorite wide receiver on the planet, Cortland Sutton? Do we want to restructure him?
Well, so you don't want to know what I would do with 14, but I don't think you really get a lot of money if you do restructure his contract. So, I think the Broncos gonna have to bite the bullet because I don't think his contract. Well, no, I think it does kick in. I can't remember if it kicks in this year or next year. I think we got to start paying him crazy money. I think I remember texting Jordan about it. Isn't it like 28 million or some crazy stuff like that?
It's somewhere around that number. If I were to restructure somebody else, it'd probably be Hufanga.
Okay.
Because he can convert his salary into a signing bonus. And I think you can do it all of it if I remember correctly.
So the void year and standard is roughly the same. The void year is 7.4. The standard is 6.5.
All right.
Realistically, it will probably just be the standard. I don't think he would restructure to have a void year just in case he's hurt again. So I would say it's the standard.
As far as Sutton, J-Mac, this is what we're looking at. A standard year is 2.7. Void is 2.8.
Yeah, at that point, I mean, he will restructure, but I mean, it's just pennies on the dollar. I mean, I'll take it.
So you think he restructures? Jordan, do you agree?
I don't know. I don't know if he'll do it this year. I think he'll probably do the year after when it's a little bit higher. But yeah,
dude, him and his agent pulled off a GTA heist. They pulled off the Jesus Christ, bro. That contract's gonna be so bad and like
DJ Jones.
Holy.
Do you cut DJ Jones? Do you think that's what we do?
I think we restructure his contract.
Okay. Restructure DJ. So then we'll put it at 7.5 or 5.6. Yep. Void year? Do we think we'll go with void year?
Yep.
Quinn Miners.
He also has a restructure, like he's a candidate for a restructure per Spotrac.
That is 11.7 and 10.4, roughly about the same. But do we just do a standard?
I don't know if he does it. I don't know if he does it this year.
Really?
Because didn't he just sign it? Or am I tripping?
He did. Wait.
If you do restructure though, you get that money more upfront. So
Yeah, you do. I mean, he could. I think it'd be him, and then I think that's the last one. They'll probably go there as a restructure. The only
Okay.
one I can really think of is Greenlaw, but I doubt Greenlaw is going to I don't know if Greenlaw is going to do something like that.
yeah,
So Jordan, you on board?
I'm on board with Quinn Miners.
Okay. Standard, void year, standard.
Standard is cool.
All right.
Standard.
Now we
Cool,
dive
man.
into the what is it? The possible franchise tag. We aren't going to be franchise tagging anyone, I assume.
No.
No.
Can we just cut Matt Pert now so we can save that money?
We could cut anyone.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure we save over $4 million. No offense, but I think we're like we save $3 or $4 million. I think that's
I think some of the obvious cuts here.
yeah, I think that's the obvious cut of the year.
You guys fill in the blanks on this one. Matt Pert.
Yeah.
Johnny Walker is not even here. I
think
Reese Taylor's I don't think even here, right?
No. Yeah, you save $1 million. Go ahead and get rid of that. I think who's a dude? I think Cody Schrader. Is Cody Schrader still on here?
Nope, Throckmorton's not even on the roster anymore. Deuce Vaughn.
Yeah, cut him.
It's okay. He's about my height anyway. He'll go serve at McDonald's.
Crazy.
Marcus.
Whoa, how do we feel? What are they going to do with Drew Sanders?
Well,
is he still on the contract?
What's the plan of the offseason? Let's just probably answer that. Because, like, if the plan of the offseason is to go out and sign a linebacker and then draft a linebacker, I don't see how Drew Sanders is on the roster.
Me. I mean, I'm in agreement with that.
I think they'll keep him going in the camp. I don't think you can hurt. I don't think it hurts because you're not really paying him much,
but
right?
The idea is like to make sure like you're at least looking ahead for the 53, though, right, J-Mac? So like if you're looking at it maybe and forecasting for July or even in the preseason, do you forecast Drew Sanders actually being on the roster in the 53?
With this coaching staff, you want my honest opinion? Probably.
I agree.
I mean, I'm just being honest. I mean, for some reason, they trust this brother like so much. Like, I mean, the moment he healthy, he gets on the field. I'm like, oh, gee, it don't matter. Like, if Drew Sanders is active, that brother's.
But they add 2 linebackers. It's hard for him to be on the roster.
I'd say he'll be on there going
technically 3. I was gonna say technically 3 because you've got the draft. I assume they won't be. I should say they assume that they'll probably be. What is it? Keeping Alex Singleton. Sternad's probably going to sign elsewhere. Remember, this is what they're going to do.
Yeah, I think they keep
Look, from what I've heard, it's looking like we keeping Greenlaw, but I'm going to just put a note out there. If we cut Dre Greenlaw and re-sign Alex Singleton, I might end up saying some very slanderous comments. Because I'm going to tell you right now, that is going to be absolutely atrocious. I don't care. Even if we bring in Devin Lloyd, dude, that's like I can't even think of a whole analogy to describe it. Like that's like
you basically save $2 million by cutting Drew Sanders right now.
Remember, I just don't see them actually cut though.
Okay, Jordan.
I just don't see it, bro.
Cam, there's a center. It keeps going down. His name is Michael. Yeah, yeah, we can. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna cut Schrader.
I mean, I'm kind of good like this. I think I'm kind of leaning towards J-Mac. I mean, again, this is what the Broncos will do. It's not what we will do. So I think they keep Sanders.
Okay, we keep Sanders. Maybe what we do is we go with the logic of to what J Mac was saying. He's on the roster, but in July, 53-man roster.
Yeah.
There's no guarantee he's probably on that team then.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess anybody else you wanted to add to this?
I think we're good with the cuts and restructures, if I'm being honest.
You good?
I think we're good.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Oh. Now we're getting frisky. We're getting frisky in the trade market. The pathetic playoff performance of all time, New England Patriots, have offered Keyshawn Boutte, pick 94 and 168 is what they want in return.
That does not help us.
Dexter Lawrence.
I mean, that's
Pick 6. I told you it was like insane, Jordan.
yeah.
Dexter,
I mean,
Dexter Lawrence.
that's not gonna happen.
That'll never happen.
Daxton
Ain't no
Hill.
way Harbaugh giving that man.
Daxton Hill. That's a new one. Dorrance Armstrong. Oh my great heavens. That's a new one. Baltimore is offering
30 million. No.
offering Roquan Smith
That's
in a
crazy.
trade. Jordan.
30 million is kind of crazy. 30 million is insane.
Daniel Bellinger. This is a lot of trade offers. Holy crap. Daniel Bellinger.
No.
Low-key might be able to see that, but no. Alante Taylor.
Nah, we don't need
Davis
slot.
Allen.
No, I don't know. Now, if we do a trade, the only one I can really think of that's realistic at this moment is Waddle. And I just don't the Broncos, they didn't want to trade it at the deadline, so I don't really see a difference in them. Like,
I think it's just about if anything, it's about the draft capital.
Yeah, I mean, but you never know. I mean, the Dolphins are doing a hell of a job over there. Haven't they hired Nathaniel Hackett and Kevin Patullo? So I mean, they got one hell of an offensive staff over there. So you never know. Like they might think it's in their best interest to trade 17. So, but it's tough, bro. I don't know. I'm gonna say we can hold off on trades until we hear more.
Why don't we actually talk to the person who's rather close, in air quotes, to the situation? Jordan, what are you hearing on or reading up on, if you will, down there?
Well, Miami fans are really, really happy, and I mean this in the most sarcastic way possible about Jeff Hafley, the new GM, and what's going on over there in Dolphins land. But again, with the Jaden Waddle stuff, we don't know what's going to happen. I'm assuming Waddle's not the biggest fan of the hirings as of late, just knowing their reputations.
And they're probably moving off of Tua.
Yeah, so, just knowing what has been said about Patullo, what has been said about Hackett, what is going on currently with his quarterback situation, I would believe that Waddle is
a little bit more doable.
Very much in limbo with his future with Miami. Listen, new regime, they want to bring their own guys in. I can see the Dolphins entertaining it. They might say publicly that they're not, but I think if you call them and actually offer them something, I think they entertain it.
Let's build your own. We'll go with team, and we'll throw down to the Miami Dolphins. Position group, we'll go wide receiver. Where's the way that you can actually?
I think you got to scroll down.
Yeah,
I can't even scroll down.
Oh no, we're cooked.
Is it glitch? Yeah, because shouldn't you be able to click a player? It should have an option to be like add player.
Chat, we're cooked.
Try to go the try to do something with the Broncos side and see if anything pops up.
That's maybe we'll just go here. We'll go to the full version. There we go. Yeah, we go to the full version.
Okay,
There
there
you
we go.
go.
So add player. 100% grade is Jalen Waddle. Do we start with a pick?
Yeah.
Do it.
Send it.
Wait. So if it's post June 1st, do we save money on his contract for this season?
Oh, that is interesting.
So what is this? Oh.
But is that for us or for them? No.
It might be them.
Even so, they might still want to,
It doesn't look like they'll take it, but we could also force it too. I mean,
Nah, yeah, I'm forcing it. I'm pretty sure Miami got offered another first round pick. They're gonna do it. I mean, this was the trade offer at the deadline was the 1st and the 4th. Still can't believe Denver didn't do that. I just cannot.
first and a 4th, he said.
Yeah.
You know,
So
do you know what 4th?
4th next year. That
Okay. Jordan.
Might want to. I don't know. Do you want to send Chris Abrams-Drain to the Dolphins? They need a corner. They need a corner.
With the 4th round pick?
Nah, I'm not doing that.
All right, would they accept this?
I don't think so. We could force it though.
I mean, I'm being realistic. Like, I feel like if we offer the Dolphins, who are about to cut their quarterback and be the largest dead cap hit in the history of the league, I think that they'll take a first round pick for Waddle.
Would you agree, Jordan?
Yeah, I do think the Dolphins will do this.
Okay.
There we go.
Quick.
I know it's like we're doing it like that.
Yeah. And I think that's really all the trades they make. I saw some stuff about them trading for a tight end, but I think you can get a tight end in free agency.
Yeah.
And I mean, you still got $50 million, so you can still go out and get guys.
For sure. We might have Maddie join us. Okay. Now that is. Oh, this is new.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm putting first round tender on Jaquan.
Really?
Absolutely.
Like I said, Jordan and I were having the conversation before you hopped on, J-Mac, and it's like I'm at least having the conversation, or I'm not lying in the fact that I have to think a team is interested in J-Mac. So if anything, I'm putting at the very least a first round tender on him.
Yeah, I mean, because it's look, $8 million is not that bad for him this season, and you prevent him from going to a contender who's willing to get. Because I'm pretty sure, I'm not saying a team would give up a second, but I think I'm not gonna just bank on it. Like, I'm pretty sure there's a team out there that will probably give up a second round pick.
So to fill you in, Maddie, we have restructured Ben Powers. We have restructured extended Ben Powers. We have restructured McGlinchey. And then we traded a first for the 30th this year and a 4th of next year for Jalen Waddle. You're on mute, Maddie.
I can dig it. Seems like we're, I don't know, about 2 or 3 months too late on that. Would have been nice to have a Waddle maybe against Buffalo. Maybe that game doesn't go in overtime. I don't know. Sliding doors moment. But yeah, I guess better late than never. I don't know. First round tender. This is my thing with J-Mac.
Yeah.
We just spent a first on Jade, right? So we already have investment there. If we believe that he can take a step forward, maybe I still want to have the option to maybe retain him. That's why I would say maybe the second round tender, if we think that Barron could take a step forward, because yeah, if we lose him, then if we lose 29, then that means that we still pick up a second.
Right. And so the way that
possibility.
I prefaced it with J-Mac and Jordan is we're also planning it to do what we think happens.
Okay. This isn't what we would do. This is what we think happened. I like that.
So we operate the first way we do the simulation of what we think happens, and we'll end it with what we think happens, because obviously things change over the month and stuff.
Now, this is a follow-up question then. Coming in a little cold here. Are we just doing that as a placeholder and then we're going to look for a longer term deal, or is this going to be
I don't think you can sign into a deal unless you, I mean, maybe you confirm the tender and then you extend them. I mean,
well, don't you offer the tender, which basically holds him in place. He still has the ability to go seek out another deal elsewhere, with the team understanding that they're going to have to give up a first rounder for him. But we can still be negotiating, and he could not sign his tender and instead sign an extension with us.
Is that what you guys want to do?
Gives the team a little bit more leverage. That's the benefit of this, right?
Is that what you guys want to do?
I think the Broncos will probably play more to that hand just because it's more strategically smart.
Okay. So then if anything, we'll probably want to put a second round tender on Palczewski.
Interesting.
I assume, right?
I mean, replacement value, if in this and stick to the model, right? Replacement value, you're looking at 11 million anywhere for somebody to be able to replace
also
him.
And the first round is also high too.
That's way high. I think a second gets it done. Nobody's dropping a second for him.
Those are the only ones. So confirm. J-Mac, you agree?
Cool.
All right.
Yeah, I agree.
So then here's your re-sign.
There you
go. We thinking 2. That is 32% above market.
I say 3 because he's 26. I mean, he's earned it at this point. He's been out probably what Clutch's defensive player.
$9 million a year.
I think that's cool.
I think he'd get $9 million a year.
Yeah, I mean that's for now. But like, what's that $9 million going to look like next year when his replacement value probably making 13, right?
Now,
so yeah,
exactly. Yeah, you're right.
Now,
that's a fact.
Troutman.
Oh boy.
Little Jordan Humphrey.
Nope.
Good Lord Jesus. I'm not gonna lie, Jordan. That was so funny, bro. That they brought little Jordan Humphrey back. I couldn't believe it, dog.
They're gonna sign him to a max contract like he's an NBA player.
Do they re-sign JK?
I think that's the biggest question mark. I think it really depends on. Yeah, I think it really depends on if because I heard they're probably going to try to go after Brees. So it depends on if you land him or not. But it's just tough because I think regardless of any running back you bring in, I still think you draft one in like the mid rounds. So I really just think it's like if you miss out on Brees, then it's like your best option is going to be what JK/Algier. So I think at that point they'll try to bring back JK.
JK's market value, in my opinion,
I'll be back for a second.
In my opinion, his market value is too high for my liking.
It is.
Yeah,
so I don't think he's gonna get. I don't think he's gonna get 6. I think like because of the injury, he'll get somewhere. I think at the most he'll get is like 4 to 5. If 5, I think 4 is kind of like the max he'll get per season. Like I could see Denver getting him back on like a 2-year. Because it's a re-sign, I can see like maybe 2-year 10 with like 6 of it guaranteed, something like that. But I can't really see him going anywhere else and getting, like you said, $9 million a season. Like I feel like that's kind of, I feel like anybody pays that. I'm not saying he's a bad player by any means necessary, but that's kind of a gamble. That's tough.
What do you say, Matty?
I mean, yeah, something along those lines, like maybe 2 for 9 with like 2.5 million in incentives or something, for like games played or breaking 1,000 yards or something like that. I mean, what do we just get him for? Like 3 million, and we signed him like right before the season started. It felt like so, like it was a 1 for 3 type of deal. Like while he balled out when he was in, he still only played 10 games. He went out week 10, and like we missed him down the home stretch, and that's always been, the ding on him is that he doesn't stay healthy. So, 9 million is way, way out of his market range. Something like 4.5 a year, maybe with a little room to grow.
And maybe we're able to get him to a hometown discount or something because it's
2 for 9 with incentives up to 12.
Holy crap!
Oh my god!
Hell, 12 million.
Nah. I gotta go with Brees on that. Or really, the best value right now is Algier at like 4 million in this model. Algier,
I don't even know
you can have Algier for like 4 million.
I
We're
think
walking away, bro.
That's exactly what I would be trying to offer him too. Is like 2 for 5 a year.
I do want to bring back Tillman for that 1 million.
He's an exclusive right, so he's staying.
Yeah.
You still have to hit retain.
Oh yeah.
You gotta hit
All
retain.
right, what's the verdict on JFM?
No.
I think it's just too high.
I think it comes down to him or Devin Lloyd, honestly. And it's like, it's tough, bro, because I feel like JFM is very essential, but it's tough. I mean, you got a lot of rotational guys. You still got DJ, and you still got Malcolm Roach. You still got Savion Jones to develop. So I can see them letting him walk.
Do they re-sign Troutman?
I mean, Sean's probably going to give him $1 million in just signing bonus when he sees him. So probably.
I actually do think they re-sign Troutman.
Yeah. He can mentor Caleb Lohner.
Oh my God, dude, stop. This is what
no. There's no way his market value is at $3 million.
There's no way it's $3 million. There's no way in hell.
No way.
Hell no. Hell no.
I was actually adjusting it to like, because it started at like 5 mil.
Ain't no way.
2.6 to 4.6. Oh my God.
Bruh, are we serious?
No, we're not. We're not serious. You offered it, and he.
What do you say?
Cancel.
Oh, he accepted it?
Ain't no way I'm giving him $3 million.
Dude.
For what?
That's fine. We cut some bums anyway.
He is like a 1.5 million type of guy.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's like a minimum. Like, do we bring you back at the absolute minimum? You'll get $1 million for sure, but nah.
We'll just force it because I think he's kidding. I think he's staying.
Yeah, you can force it then.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
he's staying.
His base salary right now is 2.7. I mean,
did you cut anyone, or did you release?
We restructured McGlinchey. We restructured. Yeah.
But did you release Evan Ingram?
No, because I don't think they released him.
You don't think they would?
No.
Okay.
Nah, I don't see them doing that.
I mean, so did y'all talk about Musgrave at all?
No, I mean, we didn't do a trade for it, but
no. So there was a rumor that we were in on him before the Tucker Kraft, injury. That shows that they were looking to add a tight end. So they're certainly going to add one this offseason.
Oh, I think whether Evan Ingram's in the building or not, they're going to be adding a tight end.
Yeah. So
we'll be signing a tight end here real soon.
Yeah. I was just saying, like, if we were going
if
we knew we wanted oh God. Okay.
No, but yeah, we'll probably look a little bit more.
Does that say 7.2 for Justin Strnad?
It actually says 10.7.
Well, that's the middle of the range.
That's the middle of the range. So
wow, I didn't know he was a perennial All-Pro.
PJ Locke is
inside linebacker.
PJ Locke is 1.4.
I think that's Yeah, I think that's.
It's actually
Yeah,
low.
you could bring him back on the 2-year. Honestly, I would say like 2 year. Oh,
Look at
that's
that 1
fine.
year. 1 year.
Yeah, 1 year, 1.5.
It'll be 30 after that. So that's not
What
too
else
bad.
is? Yeah, who else is?
Adam Prentice.
Devon Key.
Oh
go ahead
yeah,
and
you
retain
got to
him.
bring Key back.
He,
Retain.
he's exclusive, yeah.
Sam
Nope.
wants to go.
Uh-oh.
Singleton's actually decent value. Not at 6. Wow, they changed that because I did this earlier today and I got Singleton for like 3.5. So
2?
Ain't no way I'm giving him 6 season. There's no way. 3
No,
years?
No, 2 for 5.
2 for 5 a year. That's 2 for 10. So
Yeah.
I would save that and just go get, especially if you're keeping Greenlaw, I would use that $5 million and go get an Ellis or get a Dean or something.
I think the Broncos are going to re-sign this guy.
Same.
Bro, like
Gee,
makes me so mad, bro. Like
I think they do. I just think they re-sign him.
I agree. Unfortunately,
five?
another
5?
unfortunate 5
Yeah,
years.
5.
5. I mean, 5 million. I could see them doing 1 year, 5 million. Oh,
So do we do that and still try to bring in a Dean? Still try to bring in an Ellis?
It says his market value is 3 for 6 a year.
bro, if somebody signs him to a 3-year, 18 million, that'll be the funniest thing I think I've seen in a while, for sure.
Mercedes Lewis.
I say,
Hell no.
No
Mercedes
bid
Lewis
rate.
is about to pull Social Security anyway, so he don't need that.
So this is just a little sidebar. Depending on what they do with free agency, like if they actually bring J.K. Dobbins back, I have a hard time seeing Jaleel on the roster also.
I have a hard time seeing it regardless.
Oh, let's go down to the nitty gritty down there. Let's go. Let's talk about it.
Where's the positions?
To the right. No,
To the right.
scroll up.
Oh, yeah,
over. No, your search for free agents bar to the right of that where it says all with the drop down.
No.
That's where your positions are.
Cool. All right, so what position are we going to look to first?
Running back.
I'd say tight end.
Tight end. Overruled by tight end.
Look at Devin Bush's value. That's broken.
Dallas Goedert. So the way that I would just say it is based on
damn.
The way I'd say it about the tight end market is I have this feeling that the Broncos will come away with one of the 3. Goddard, Njoku, or Kate Otten. Which, by the way, where did David Njoku go?
Right here, baby. Right here. So we are.
I don't know why we want David Njoku, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know why we want him, bro. Y'all gonna have to give me reason to be behind that.
Well, because he went to this establishment.
So
Payne knows how to make these tight ends great.
Who do we think the Broncos sign? Is it a Goddard?
I think Likely's a sleeper.
Okay.
But I think the thing there is if they sign Likely, J-Mac, they have to cut Ingram.
They do.
Because he doesn't play in line enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's the wrong decision. It's just it's one where it's like
if you down,
because it's the same thing for Kyle Pitts, right? Like if you sign Kyle Pitts, it's really hard to see Evan Ingram on the roster.
There he is.
9.3. And I will say the best bang for your buck tight end is Zach Ertz.
Well,
frankly.
He got banged. Tore his knee up, right?
He got air casted.
But I mean, oh, that's right. He got his ace. He got his the.
He might be donezo forever.
Yeah, his knee was facing the other way.
Bellinger. There's your Jack Tongs.
Hey, so let me talk about it for a minute. When Kittle went out, I know we're laughing a little bit, but like when Kittle went out, they still have production at tight end because of that guy. And it's not it's not like they had 2 wide receiver ones to worry about and all that. Like Pearsall is banged up. You didn't know what you're getting out of 15. Like there are plenty of defenses that could give the tight end some attention, and he still balled out. I mean, I know he's not a big name, but if you're adding a value guy based on production from last year, I tell you this much: I'd rather give him a shot than give Troutman $5 million.
No, 100%. It's not even close.
Yeah.
Did you guys see Noah Fan right there?
Did.
He can stay right there for $10 million.
10.1 million for Noah Fant.
I don't know if this is accurate enough because there's no way. There's no way. Let's see.
So what tight end?
So,
When you think of what they're gonna do, for what it's worth, Parker Gabriel and Luca kind of hinted at the idea the Broncos may or may not be interested in Njoku.
Unbelievable.
I would believe that maybe they were interested at the deadline, and the Browns, being a terrible organization, were asking way too much for him.
We're also at 24.7 mil.
I think, do we pivot to the draft with tight end?
I don't know. We might have to. I mean, who would you? It's going to come down to who would you rather sign, David Njoku or Breece Hall?
Breece Hall.
I think we need to look at running back or linebacker. For sure.
Oh, well, look at that. 9 million. Which, by the way, I'm not signing Kenneth Walker. I know there's been a lot of buzz about Kenneth Walker. It's not saying I'm saying no to it. It's just not going to happen.
There's zero chance they let him.
Yeah,
he is
not going nowhere.
They'll pay him $15 million a year, not let him walk out the building.
Even the moment Charbonnet went down, they were re-signing Kenneth Walker.
Yep.
Then he became the Super Bowl MVP, and there was that incentive. You know, therein lies, that. But I think the part that'll be funny with Seattle is like you kind of are forced to make him running back one.
Well, I mean, with injury too, but like they got $70 million to play with. Like they're not hurting.
Breece Hall?
Now, okay. So the question I have for you guys is: would you rather go get Breece Hall or Devin Lloyd?
Oh,
Breece.
Well, did we bring Singleton back?
We did.
Unfortunately.
Then we got to go Breece Hall because we still got Greenlaw. We might draft a guy inside.
True.
If we didn't, I think it's more of a discussion.
So is it Breece? Is it Rico?
I think they go heavy and they go Breece Hall.
Heavy, he says. Oh, good Lord.
Yeah, I don't know about all that, but I can see
14 and a half?
Yeah, he can for sure get in that 9 mil range, 9 to,
Yeah.
Breece
I would
Hall's
say like
signing
9.5.
He's signing a 4-year deal. It's probably like a 3+1 type of deal. But his deal is going to say 4 for something. Probably like 4 for 48 probably is what. Like I'm trying to envision the chef.
I'm also looking at like the cap too. We're like at 15.2 with 9.5.
Yeah.
I think
it's fine.
I think it's
It says his market value is 9.9 for 2 years.
You got to give him 10.
I mean, you can try a low ball him first.
He ain't going to take it. He might not take that even.
Do we dare? 3 years?
Doesn't hurt you.
Hey.
All right, so got a new starting running back.
So
Good.
14.7 is what we have now.
And now I'm buying a Breece Hall jersey. Let's go.
Just out of curiosity, Caden Ellis bumped up
He
to
did.
13.8. Nakobe Dean.
Devin Bush is broken, by the way. He's not.
I gotta bring up the obvious. Are we gonna get Demario Davis?
What would you pay him
Get him
for?
cheap?
I ain't paying him 7.
I don't think he would demand 7 if I'm being honest. I think he knows that he's on his back 9.
Mm-hmm. How old is he now? 37?
Yeah,
7.7? No. Nah.
that's what I'm saying. I don't think that's accurate.
He's still miles better than Singleton.
He
Like,
is.
I
But
don't think
here's the question: while Davis may have familiarity with Peyton, all the talk was that Vance's system
It was
is
complicated.
very complicated. It's like
Yeah.
learning a foreign language.
I wouldn't. Matt Milano, his injuries is too. That brother can't stay on the field.
Is there other linebackers down below where
Leo Chenal has been one that's been a favorite too. I don't know if he gets 13.6.
Nah.
He's gonna go to like Tennessee. He's gonna go to a team that's.
I have him going to Buffalo.
Yeah, he's gonna go to a team that's gonna throw him the absolute bag.
Kenneth
He's
Murray,
young too.
1.4.
I gotta say no, and that hurts my soul to say it.
Oh, wait, hold on. Willie Gay, someone who was not used whatsoever with the Dolphins, and everybody was pissed off that he wasn't playing at all. That might be an interesting one.
But do they sign him, Jordan?
No, because we're the Broncos.
Oh wait. So how much we got in cap? We got 14.7.
About 15. Yeah.
I don't know. I think we re-signed Singleton.
You can't get nobody at the top.
Is there anybody else you could restructure or?
We could go back. Sure,
Well, you don't lose your progress, by the way.
Yeah, we don't lose progress. Yeah.
So you could go back and see if there's anybody else that they.
So curb roster.
Did we
restructure Greenlaw?
Did we restructure
McGlinchey, Talanoa, DJ Miners?
So you didn't do Powers.
We extended and restructured. That's what we did.
Who was the other person that we could restructure? I had it on my thing.
Wasn't it Greenlaw?
Yeah, Greenlaw.
Restructure.
We could.
You can actually restructure PS2's contract. And Jonathan Cooper.
And you can extend Brandon Jones for 1 or 2 years.
And I think
free up another 4.
So restructure Agent Zero. That's $7 million with a void year, or 6.9.
6.9 void year just adding dead money.
And what's Sertan at? Because I think Sertan will help us out on restructure.
Especially if we tell him we trying to go get old boy. Yeah.
Well, the thing about the restructure is it's no less money to the player. It's just accelerating it, right?
Yes.
9.6 versus 10.8.
No void year.
31 now.
All right, I think we're good.
We've got. Let's go ahead and extend Brandon Jones.
Hypothetically, though.
Blomberg. Oh,
I know it's, what is it, 8.5? Could you guys see hypothetically Bulls restructuring?
No, it doesn't do much for us. It's like 0.8. Yeah.
Yeah,
but I meant in general. Like,
I mean, again, the restructure doesn't do anything to the player.
We're talking about a guy who is restructured for what, 2 straight years?
No, he can wait on his money.
Oh man.
I know J-Mac would cut him.
I honestly think you got to do Brandon Jones extension for 2 years.
Do an extension.
I think
get you an extra 3.5. Up, stop there. Right. Yellow.
Extension and restructure
for 2 years. No, I'd say 2, and then take that new money APY and work it down. I think you can go all the way to the left.
What did he sign for again? Like his original deal? Wasn't it? It was definitely not 10 a year, I don't think.
I can look it up. Let me see.
Plus, he's coming off of injury, so. But that's good because, like, he's got 1 left, and then you add 2, that gets him to the 30.
Like somewhere
He
around
signed a
11.
3-year 20.
3 for 20. So take it all the way down to the left. Go all the way left. Like, yeah.
I think about 10,
Something
about
in
9
there
or 10.
is good, and that saves you an additional 3 something.
For 2 years, 3 years?
Yeah.
Right there, that's good. He's already got 1, so 3 makes it a 4. You're adding the years on top of what he already has.
Got it. See?
Boom.
Yeah.
And I think that's something they actually will consider doing. We saw how important he was.
I think so too.
Do they cut DJ Jones?
No.
No. They just paid him too.
I know we restructured him,
and he was good. Yeah, we already restructured him too.
So we're good.
All right.
Hey, real quick. Go release Elijah Moore. You're saving $2 million.
That's right. He didn't sign a futures contract. I forgot about that. Where'd he go?
Slow down. You were on him.
His name is so short. It escaped me.
And you can cut Drew Sanders.
There we go. I don't think we cut Drew Sanders. At least for not right now.
All right, let's accelerate this. Let's go next.
35.3.
See,
now
we got more room to work now.
Devin Lloyd.
He's just
or is it Nakobe Dean?
Yeah, he's cheaper than Dean.
I think all things being equal, we'd swing for Lloyd.
Yeah, I actually think so Ellis. I think it might be Ellis.
Not at 31 years old.
Nah, this guy ain't no
money. Just because the Jags and the Broncos have so many players in common in terms of who they like, I think it's Lloyd.
Okay. 2, 3.
He's at least going to demand 3 or 4 years. Yeah.
And he can go all the way down to 12.
That's good. Right there at market value. Perfect. Holler. Now, do we want to readdress tight end?
You probably can. There's Njoku.
Let's get him.
Oh my god!
I think we entertain it.
Dude, I just don't really see a big difference between him and Ingram. To be honest, I just really don't.
Njoku has way more blocking though.
He's good in the run blocking for sure. Yeah. Keep in mind they played Njoku in tight, so they played Njoku and Fannin a ton together. They put Fannin in the backfield. They put Fannin in the slot. They played Njoku in tight mostly last year. He was actually asked to stay in and block to help out Gabriel and stuff. So
this also allows you to draft a tight end too, J-Mac.
Yeah. An Ingram replacement.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like I'm outvoted here. So, yeah.
Well, who would for the money? Who would you prefer?
Well, again, this is what we think happens, though.
Yeah, I think if you keep Ingram because he's kind of not on necessarily a bad deal. I mean, I don't think Goddard is going to get what they got him at. I think what they got him at was $16 million a season. I don't think there's no shot he gets that. I think that's the direction they go, or I think they go young. I mean, because Njoku's a good blocker, but you know how the Broncos do. Like the Broncos run a lot of different personnel. Like they'll bring in a guy specifically for blocking. That's just going on what they done in the past. Like it's like I don't know. I just don't think Njoku. He has a bit of a drop issue. He's getting up there in age.
Right here.
You feel like in I just think like I don't see bringing him in to kind of fix up the position, and he comes in and he has another bad season with drops. I don't see how it helps.
So with him being 30 years old, is it a 2-year deal? Is it a 3-year deal?
Definitely a 2. I think
2 for $8.
Yeah,
2 for $8 actually isn't bad. Like 8 a year. 8 a year. Goodness. gracious.
You still
How you
are
got-
left with 15.
I mean, yeah, I guess it's not the
Matt-
worst thing.
Maddie?
Or you can go get that boy from San Francisco, I guess.
He does have a tender on him. I think it's like a mid-round tender.
I don't
But
know.
I mean, I wouldn't mind that at all. To be honest, I would rather Tanji's. I ain't gonna lie. To be completely honest with you.
Hey, you're
Like,
joining the Maddie fan club on that one.
Like, I'm gonna be real. I just
It's
it's like, why would you bring in a guy who does a lot of? I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I just feel like the Joe could do a whole bunch of nothing. Like, I mean, he's a good blocker, but like we need vertical threat, man. Evan Ingram, him and Cortland Sutton, they were like 3rd and 4th in the league in drops.
Yeah,
You got to bring in a guy that's got their hands.
It's just really hard for me to ignore. Maybe what we do is we could force. Like, I actually don't. Truthfully, I don't see Kate Otten signing for 14 a year.
Yeah, that's
I don't
crazy.
see Tampa letting Kate Otten get out the building with how much Baker relied on him.
Because the other one would be sneaky too. Would be Chig Iwonko.
guys, I think we're overthinking it.
You just want your Miami boy.
The Broncos are gonna.
Do you think?
Okay, if we being realistic, I honestly think the Broncos might go get David Njoku. So I guess you could do it. I'm just not the biggest David. Like, I don't think that's the saving grace for the tight end. Jesus Christ, and he the type of dude, but he gonna want to get paid too. Like,
We can force it though,
Yeah,
so it's
I mean,
too free.
yeah,
So
4 to 8
15.
million.
Let's see. We already got a linebacker, right?
Yep, you got linebacker, tight end, and running back.
All right.
Well,
Now,
we got 15 mil.
do we get frisky and we sign Wandale Robinson?
No.
I'm kidding.
Nah, got to
I
remember
will-
we already did the trade.
I know. I will say though, Wandale, bias aside and everything else, I am very interested in him. Just as far as the overall Broncos interest, Davis Webb interest.
I agree.
I'm very curious about him.
Can you scroll down just so I can see who's available?
Christian
Well-
Kirk is the best value guy.
I swear
here.
we get there. If
He's
the
like-
Broncos ever pick.
There he
I'm
is
fine
right
with
there.
it.
He's like
There he is
4
right there.
minutes.
There he is right there. Juwan Jennings. Sean Payton, wide receiver in the lab. Steroid version of little Jordan Humphrey.
Oh my god.
It's not the biggest compliment.
Oh dang, Christian Kirk went up. So they're changing this model like
Gabe Davis.
hour.
Or as the social media account put it. For him.
Oh,
Yeah, that's interesting.
They're
But
not
the
letting
thing
him
is,
up
though,
either.
I don't really see them adding a wide receiver in the market unless you.
the wide receiver draft class actually is really nice.
Yeah, I don't think they get one in free agency. I just don't like if the Broncos went out and got Grandpa Evans, I might lose my mind.
All right, let's get to drafting. I'm
The last thing to address is JFM. Do we recircle back on him? No.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Dang, man, y'all just let him go.
I won't let him go. I just think the
I-
Broncos are gonna let him go.
They wouldn't
I
pay
mean,
him
bro,
the 13 million
I'm
if they
gonna
got
be
it.
honest, he's a huge part of why we were
I
as
agree.
good as we were in the passer. I think that's gonna be tough.
I
I
agree.
mean, to be honest, I think a lot of people thought we were gonna let DJ Jones walk, and the Broncos got him. Got
This
that
is
deal
true.
done.
This is true.
I could very well much see them doing it because I mean, we talking about 7.5 sacks, and you got to factor in what teams have the most cap. Like the Chargers can go get him, the
No, I-
Seahawks can go get him.
I-
It's like, bro, like, do you want to let him hit that market and he go to the Chargers and take their defense from what one of the top ones to maybe the best? Like, I don't know.
I get it. It's the way that the nature of like you looking at the tea leaves, it does not sound like he's back at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
On
I
social,
just
it
hope he
didn't
don't
sound
go-
like he slammed the door, though.
I think he's just
Mm-mm.
playing the very like open door fan perspective though. But I think I think too, it's like Awama Razarike, you got to give him some flowers on that because he played pretty well for a little bit more of an enlarged role this last year. And so if there was probably anyone that's going to be taking some of those snaps, it would be a Wazirike and not necessarily a Savion Jones. But I also think they do.
So
I also think they do attack the D line in the draft as well.
are you betting on a Wazirike then?
Pun intended.
Sorry, too soon. Sorry.
So do we go to the draft?
Yes, we're going to the draft.
Okay.
I guess so. I still think they would circle back with JFM here. See if
I
they can
don't-
get him for a 3 for 30 type of deal with incentives. But
All right. Well, so for anybody that is still on the stream here, we're doing a draft, which is included with this. Something on note: it is only this current year, 2026, and then 2027, not 2028, 2029, etc. So let's get started.
that's wild that teams are going to be able to potentially trade 5 years.
Five
worth of capital.
years. And by the way, to recap,
I mean, it's gonna hit like crack when we trade 5 first-round picks for Jeremiah Smith, and I won't have any regrets about it.
by the way, and just to recap, the Broncos do not have a first-round pick. They do not have pick 30 because they've sent pick 30 to the Miami Dolphins for Jalen Waddle.
You're damn right.
Bain went to the Jets.
Bain and Maui Noah back-to-back. I mean, I could shed a tear.
Who did the Chiefs draft?
I mean, has no one picked up a Mesidor yet? What the hell?
You know you can speed this up.
Oh, Chris Braswell went that early? What?
Yeah, he's getting a lot of first-round buzz.
Jeez.
Zachariah Branch is somebody I'm interested in. That's a yak machine.
Okay, pick 62.
Oh, my gosh.
Wait, no, don't you do it. Don't you do it. I know exactly the name you're looking at, Jordan. Don't you do it. We're not taking Keontae Scott.
Oh man. You're gonna have to live with it, bro.
So, with pick 62, and we've gotten a wide receiver, we've gotten Brees Hall, we got David Njoku. It almost seems like linebacker, tight end, maybe.
I think that Peyton, the George variety, would be interested in maybe recouping some capital that he gave up.
There's also trade.
That tends to be in his wheelhouse. That deal with Houston's pretty attractive.
There's also a future pick involved with the Saints, who we all know is very much more than willing to help us out.
I like how they have the value to the right, so it's 100% value, 117% of the value on our side. But I think Houston at 122 is the way to go.
Do we trade back, guys? Do we
You're trading back 7? You're picking up an additional pick. I think he would do that given the capital that he traded in the Waddle deal. But
I would do the Texans one.
yeah.
My dogs are so mad at me because they need to be walked.
Keontae Scott just went to the Philadelphia Eagles.
But now we got Eli staring at us. We just got better value. There's your Ingram replacement for now less because we drafted him in a later slot and we picked up an additional pick in the hundreds.
But also, the tight ends that are available are Oscar Delp.
Not at 69, but yeah. Daquan Wright's interesting too.
I know. I'm a
Here's
big
one Ole
fan
Miss
of
guy
Eli
for another, I
Stowers.
Tanner Kozol,
Yeah, Tanner's
John Michael, the law firm of John Michael Gillenberg.
I don't know. I kind of like Eli Stowers here.
Yeah, I like Eli too.
There's also linebacker.
We just signed Lloyd. We brought back Singleton. We still have
Greenlaw.
Greenlaw, so maybe not as big. What are you thinking? Would you go Eli here?
I would go almost like best player available because like the wide receiver room is so deep. I mean, you can go wide receiver here if you want to.
Surratt's interesting, but then like
I
that's redundant with.
I mean,
No. We're not getting Surratt. No, we do not need another slow wide receiver in this room. I will overrule that. That's not happening.
I vote for Eli, dude. That's
Yeah.
my.
Me too. I think Eli's the picker.
it's just man, it's tricky.
I mean, I don't know what's tricky about it. He's the best value on the board at a position of future need.
I just also can see a world where he's later. We also have another trade, by the way. Some more trades.
I mean, it's good value, but I don't know if you want to like. Who would you get in the 78, 79 range?
Well,
Click on all.
if you look at linebackers, there's your J-Rod. Oh. Uh-oh. Did we lose it?
You messed it up?
Did we lose it? I think we lost it.
I think we lost it.
No.
Oh, no. We have to start all. We started all again?
No.
I'm joking. So, for anybody that is that it was just recapping, we were getting ready to through the draft, and it was probably fitting that we stop there. But we were able to trade for Jalen Waddle. We were able to restructure a few players here and there. I believe it was McGlinchey, Talanoa Hufanga, Pat Surtain. We were able to kind of finagle and get restructured. And then we were able to, free up some space. Unfortunate that we were able to get a chance to finish the mock draft there. But, silly fingers. It ended up doing the back option, and we lost all of our stuff. But to answer some of the people's questions, James Evan Ingram was still on the team. We were planning to probably, it seems like, lean towards getting a tight end. But yeah, it's an exciting, because I love that simulation, because me and Jordan were talking about it earlier. Maddie, I don't know if you grew up with Fanspeak. Fanspeak would do ones where you would include off-season and stuff like first wave, second wave, that sort of thing. But they never would include the draft. And the draft is always part of the off-season. And, and so it's just one where we will be using this model, I would just say, a fair amount when it comes to this offseason when we do this stream. So obviously we didn't get a chance to see the end result. So we may have to kind of circle back and do
They're improving it every day. So you get one free run through each day.
We lost our progress, J-Mag. I hate to say it. We lost our progress. So you dodged a bullet on wanting to move on from Cortland Sutton after this exercise.
What was just curious, what position would you go in that spot? Because we were looking tight end. We could have
I probably would not have gone tight end
and gotten Rodriguez. Well, okay. You're muted, I think. I don't hear you.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can now.
Are y'all talking about Texas Tech?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Inside backer.
Second round, probably even first round. I mean, if you still at pick 30 and you don't address linebacker, I think he's kind of a no-burner.
Yeah. It's just the tight end class. It's just that sweet spot. I mean, you can go there at round 3 and round 4. That's like the sweet spot for me for tight end, maybe even 5. Obviously, I have my biased tight end that I would absolutely love in round 5, and Nate Borkacher. But I don't know. I there's also some decent tight ends that were right there that were in that mix, like Justin Jolly. Sam Roush was definitely one that I'm really, really high on. Tozal's one I'm really high on. Borkacher, obviously, I love a lot. Flashed a lot.
I could see us waiting till the 7th round and drafting a basketball player. I could see
But to
that.
be fair,
Yep.
but to be fair though, I could also see them waiting on linebacker because the off-ball linebackers are such a deep class that they can go out and get like a Kyle Lewis later, who's probably my favorite, not J-Rod, one of the like top 2 linebackers of the class. Like Kyle Lewis is one of my favorite. Like I love Kyle Lewis from Pittsburgh. He's got the same type as what is it, Avril Reese, or no, not Avril Reese, Sonny Styles from Ohio State, where he was a former safety converted linebacker. So
that might work.
yeah, so
I gotta check him out for sure, Kyle Lewis.
okay. But I mean, obviously, what about you guys? What direction would you guys have? I mean, obviously, it sounded like Maddie and Jordan were pounding the table pretty hard for Eli Stowers.
In that position, yeah. I mean, Ingram's we gotta
because I could honestly see Ingram being like that camp cut. Especially if you gotta, because I'm not gonna lie, if you bring in Stowers, I feel like because I mean Evan Ingram was just so underwhelming last season, and I don't even think it had a lot to do with the scheme. I think he just wasn't the same player that he was in Jacksonville.
But also,
you can look at the drops.
He kind of accepted his role too.
Yeah, but I mean, like, do we just see him next year having a significantly better season? I mean, it's possible, but like, maybe under Davis Webb, but I just don't really see that. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they go young at like I wouldn't be surprised if they either sign one or definitely go the young route. And Stowers in the 2nd round is actually perfect, to be honest with you. I wouldn't mind that at all.
I will say this.
I just want somebody to catch the ball. I think that's.
I will say this. If there's anything that I think happens, I think they go Ingram, their free agency tight end, their draft tight end, they re-sign Troutman, and that's their room.
Okay, so you got a draft pick, free agency tight end with Ingram and Troutman.
Mm-hmm. No Lucas Kroll anymore.
I don't know, because I see a role where they could bring back Nate Atkins.
Fullback.
He'd have to just change positions fully to a fullback.
Yeah, you have to be a fullback. But then it's like, because for some reason we were Atkins and Prentice. So it's like they're going to have to choose out of one of those for sure.
I'm picking Prentice.
I will miss Adam Prentice lining up as our ex.
Dude, what was up with
so bad? So bad.
What are we doing?
Fun times, man.
Maybe that's why Sean Payton is maybe giving up play calling. By the way, Maddie, J-Mac talked about it. Jordan talked about it. I talked about it. What's your thoughts being on the stream? Davis Webb giving up play calling. Davis Webb taking on play calling, getting play calling.
We had to do it or we were going to lose him. And we were going to lose him to somebody. Maybe we were in direct competition. Like, yeah, Joe Brady is now the guy in Buffalo. But we might have actually lost Webb to Buffalo in that scenario because Webb and Josh Allen are tight. That would have sucked because what we need above everything else is continuity on that side of the ball for Bo Nix. And Webb is his guy. We need to keep Bo comfortable. We need to keep things oriented. The whole organization goes as Bo goes. We just saw that in the AFC Championship game against a team that was anemic and could do nothing in the Super Bowl, right? We say what you will. We lost to that team still. Mm-hmm. 2 plays did us in, but Bo Nix is imperative that we surround him with the talent and the structure to be as successful as possible, or our ceiling is capped. So we had to do it. We had to give Webb that role. It took, Sean, people are still flabbergasted that he would even consider giving up the clipboard, but
I mean, when you've done it this long, I understand why people would feel that way.
But that's where we got it. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
when you're stressing getting the play call in and it's 14 seconds left on the play clock and we're not even at the line of scrimmage yet.
Yep.
Like shades of Nathaniel Hacketttville for me.
Not
Like,
quite.
I'm just we can't have it.
Not quite.
Yeah.
So let me actually ask you a better version of this question in terms of like the extras later to this. Who do you have more confidence in staying on the staff permanently? Vance Joseph or Davis Webb?
There's a follow-on question. What are Coach Payton's true intentions? How much longer does he truly have? Because if he only has 2 or 3 more years left in him, then I think there could be that Walmart money can go far. And
There's no cap for staff salary.
right. Well, and I'm saying that like assurances could be made, right?
And a little bit more than a handshake agreement.
Vance had as good of an opportunity this offseason.
So did
like a
Davis
third of
too.
the NFL with openings and the reputation of having the best defense or one of the best defenses in football. And it's not his first go around like, oh, he took his lumps and now he's ready to like a Vrabel, right? Like everybody's like, oh, Vrabel, you know, he took his lumps in Tennessee and now look at him. He could have had that type of arc and he didn't go anywhere. He interviewed for a few jobs, but I don't know how serious those were. If Peyton isn't long for the position, I would say Webb, but really Vance does seem like he's more entrenched. And we just lost Leonard. So like he's got some leverage to get whatever bag he wants. So
Yeah, it's a fact.
I don't know. That's a tough question. It's a good question.
I might have to make that a poll question.
Me personally, I would probably say it's right now I would say Joseph because I don't really see him. I thought Matty brought up a good point. Third of the league had head coach openings and he didn't take it, and I think a lot of that has to do with him really loving his defense and like he said, Walmart money, bro. Like I feel like especially with Jim Leonard gone too, he can ask for an open check, and the Broncos are gonna have to pay him kind of whatever he wants because that unit is special, and just in terms of like the development that those young guys have had, guys like, you know, obviously the jump Brandon Jones made since he got here, Jaquan McMillan, he can keep going down, Malcolm Roach, like, you know, I mean, it's been a lot of good development that's been going on, Chris Abrams Drain and stuff like that, Riley Moss, where he can ask for an open check. Davis Webb is kind of like, he brought up a good point. You got to see what Sean is kind of just like what the game plan is for this season. If Davis Webb is calling the plays, the Broncos have the potential to make any OC, DC the highest paid ever by $10 million. So they can do whatever they want to in that regard. So I'm not really too worried about that. But if I had to put my money on, I would say Vance Joseph. I just don't see him taking a job unless he's really considered for like a contending team, because he brought up in those interviews he wants to go to a team with great ownership. He said ownership matters. And when his first go around in Denver, they didn't really give him a lot of leeway, you know, to make decisions and stuff like that from what he said. So I just don't really see a job like that coming available.
Well, that's this season. And that's the side of it too for Davis Webb for me, because like we didn't touch on that earlier too, but it's just like there were 10 jobs. There were 10 jobs open for not just Vance Joseph, but there were 10 jobs for Davis Webb, which weren't just head coaching jobs, but also offensive coordinator jobs because of, you know, staff that, you know, can potentially pry him. And 2 of those were from teams that, frankly, I thought he would have a lot of interest in wanting to go to. The Giants and Bills, formerly of which you came from. But then also, too, like, you also are turning down an opportunity to be the offensive coordinator for Lamar Jackson to go be with Sean Payton. You also are turning down a young quarterback in Jackson Dart. You don't want to be with him. You're turning down also an MVP candidate in also Lamar Jackson, but also Josh Allen to be with Sean Payton and Bo Nix. So it's one where, and then you even look a little bit, few years down the line, there's no guarantee that said job that's going to be available in 2 years, maybe a year, is going to be as attractive as a lot of these jobs that's going to be available. Easier said than done now, but like obviously it's such a fluid situation, things change, but there's no guarantee that those jobs are going to be as attractive as they will be, at that point. Because, like, let's just hypothetically say Kubiak doesn't work out, right?
Mhm.
And the Raiders want to go hire someone else. Is it really that attractive, knowing the fact that Kubiak was canned 2 years later?
Nah, I wouldn't. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd agree with you on that. Yeah, and like I said, I think if there's any cycle for us to lose either one of them, it was going to be this cycle. I don't think there's going to be. I mean, because the job opening is going to be with like what the Jets, probably. Off the
Right.
top, maybe Cincinnati. And
Right.
it's that's bad ownership. And I'm trying to think if there's any other like what because Arizona just got a new coach. Tennessee just hired a new coach.
Did
Giants
Green
just
Bay
hired a new
extend their guys?
They
yeah.
did.
LaFleur
So, like,
got extended. So
that was
unless
the
we see
one-
like surprising firing, like I don't like unless Steichen or O'Connell gets canned, which I think it would be kind of shocking at this point. I mean, I think O'Connell will be like it will be a bad move.
They basically picked O'Connell over the GM.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So the only job that's like we know for maybe a fact that's going to be 100% open is the Jets, and
Right.
I don't think anybody in there I would hope not would choose the Jets over the Broncos under any circumstance.
Maybe a
Right.
Washington, given
Maybe.
how wild that. But again, you want good ownership. Apparently, it's pretty ugly. There, there's a disconnect between the staff and ownership and what they wanted, which is why Cliff like upped and out of there as soon as he could have. So, yeah, it's tough.
So
Point.
we're winding down the show here.
Mhm.
This is the early part of it. This is the early show, the early free agency preview. Obviously, we didn't get a chance to wrap things up on what we think the Broncos happen. If you were to make a call now, as we sit here on February 12th, that the Broncos will sign this free agent, that free agent is who? And we'll circle back, obviously, the week or so with free agency, and then maybe make a change. But right now, the Broncos, in your mind, prediction-wise, will sign who?
Inside or outside the building?
Doesn't matter.
Jaquan.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
I should probably go with the. I was gonna say I probably should go out. Easy answer, go outside the road. Just
okay.
Yeah. I'll go. From what I've heard, it's looking like Devin Lloyd or Breece Hall.
You actually believe in
the guys? Yeah, I mean, from what I heard, it's looking like they're gonna really go hard after Devin Lloyd. Like I think we kind of saw it last season, where they attacked. Well, they kind of went after improving the defense first. So, and just like I said, from what I heard, it's looking like they're gonna go after Devin Lloyd like day one. Now I don't know if they can beat out somebody.
No, I was just saying Lloyd Dean.
Nah, yeah. You said what?
No, I was just saying like Lloyd Dean because, man, that'd be.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think Dean is a day one guy. Like if we're talking about day one, I think they're gonna go big name hunting for day one. I think it's gonna be Lloyd or Breece. That's just my guess. If I had to put everything confidently, I might lean Breece just because he's cheaper, and I don't think a lot of the teams at the top are in the market for a running back. Like a lot of the teams with the top money for agency, I don't think they're in the market for a running back. Maybe the Chargers, you know what I'm saying? But
Chiefs,
I could see that. Well, the Chiefs is going to be really hard because they have to restructure, and they still got to reback Kelsey. So you have to so even with restructuring Mahomes and Jones, I think they're still like right underneath, and like they're still in the negative if I'm not mistaken. So, but I definitely, if I had to put money on, I would probably say Breece or Devin Lloyd. I can't really pinpoint one, but just from what I heard, I would not be surprised if day one they go get Devin Lloyd, or if Devin Lloyd say he goes to Tennessee, that we were one of the finalists in his choices.
In strong, in contention, like all those things. I'm tired of hearing that, or like we like what we have.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, I'm so over all that. No, Lloyd would be a stud, especially if he's going to get the dot, and we could, incredible season. The type of man, if you can just drop him into our defense, so many
Well,
holes.
and then the very high reward you're gonna have if Greenlaw hits and you have Greenlaw and Lloyd. Whew.
You get through them, and then number 9's hunting your head behind him, just.
So, Matty, your outside free agent.
So Dobbins wouldn't technically be outside.
I was gonna say, yeah, Dobbins would not necessarily be.
Which I think that market number that they had earlier was ridiculous. I think
for sure
4-ish plus range, and at that point we would bring him back. I'm gonna say Breece Hall, something like a 3 for 33 plus incentives. Maybe that can get it to like 36. Maybe some type of 1,000-yard bonus or something, 1,400 yard from scrimmage type of bonus, something from him. And we've seen Peyton use 2 backs before. So even if he loves Harvey and loves the trajectory he's on, there's nothing to keep him from adding Breece. So I like that. I'm going to go with Breece Hall as well.
Well, like I said, I'm probably leaning the Breece Hall route right now. But there's a scenario, and is it a pipe dream? Probably lean towards it. It's a pipe dream, but I said it last week. There's a scenario that I'm not ruling out, and it's because of the fact that if they really are intentional about making this a really good running back room,
double dip, Dobbins and Algier.
No, I'm actually saying that I think that's a very real chance they do Dobbins and Hall, and you have that's your room: RJ Harvey, Breece Hall, and J.K. Dobbins. No Jaleel experiment, no Tyler Toilet experience. And they roll with 3 backs.
We bring back a fullback, add another tight end. Maybe we can do some 12. Maybe we can do some 21. Maybe we can do some 22 in certain scenarios. That's interesting. I wonder how much more we're going to be under center, under Webb.
No, I know, but that's just the aggressive nature, because it's I could easily look at them and say the running back room, based on what we saw in the Super Bowl, is needed. So let's do right by Dobbins. Let's sign him to that deal, and let's go also be aggressive and get Breece Hall. And maybe there is that backdoor communication between Mookie and Aaron Glenn of, saying, hey, if you were to leave, we know exactly a place you need to go to succeed.
Yeah.
No, you might have lost your.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, no, I was saying that's a dream scenario for me. I think Dobbins and Breece. I don't want to see Dobbins leave personally. I think he was top 5, top 7 before he got hurt. It just sucks that his injuries aren't even like knick-knack injuries, bro. They're freaking it's just unfortunate. And I think he was I don't think I'm injury prone. I just think it's when you tear your Achilles, you tear your ACL, and it's dude, it's rough. But I think Matty's right. I think his market value is going to be way lower. And I think if the Broncos are serious, I feel like you got to learn your lessons at this point. Like a 2-back system, let's say you don't get Breece, you bring in JK. He gets hurt again. Now you're back at square one like you were last year. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely it's tough. It's a tough going, but I would definitely say if you bring back both of them, you might have the best running back room in the conference. Maybe in the league. You want to talk about diversity. You got a pass catching back. Breece can get vertical between tackles, and you got that bruising back in JK. For as much as we ran the ball, shit. I love
if you're replacing Tyler Toilet, you have RJ Harvey in essence replacing, Bidet and Jaleel. And RJ Harvey, for as much crap as he gets, had almost 15 touchdowns. So what's up, Jordan? Your power went out.
Yeah, just it's another typical day in Miami.
Is that because you want David Njoku so much, so it decided to go with your power?
Maybe that's a sign.
So we were just saying, is there a free agent outside? Because Maddie decided to break the rules here on mainly.
You didn't give me the rules. You said inside or outside, and I answered immediately. So,
is there a free agent? You're making the call now, and then we'll circle back like the week before free agency, because you know we do these predictions and stuff.
On what I want to happen or what I think is going to happen?
what will happen?
What will happen? The Broncos will sign player X in free agency.
I honestly think they signed David Njoku.
Njoku, Brees Hall, J.K. Dobbins.
Devin Lloyd.
Go take Omar Cooper at 30, and let's ride. I'm okay with that.
If we are drafting at 30, I'm going to be disappointed.
It is a.
You feel me?
It feels like a prime trade up spot too, though. Honestly,
it just wouldn't make any sense. At that point, you just trade the pick. You should have traded the pick during the season when I don't know what they thought was going to happen. I don't know why they was like, we value our first round pick, and it's like y'all are probably gonna finish with a top 2, top 3 seed in the conference, and then now you finish with the 1 seed and you're sitting at pick 30, and now it's like, we're gonna see. It's gonna be like, AJ Brown. They came out today and said that they're gonna be listening to trade offers. I think that's very interesting. We're gonna see what Miami does with Jalen Waddle. I feel like there's moves to be made. I just feel like the Broncos have to get off. At this point, the draft is like, you're honestly drafting for dead pieces at this point. Because I believe with the current roster, you can go win a Super Bowl. We just saw that. Like, I believe the draft is you can draft for need, but you draft for long-term need. I don't think you're going into the draft thinking you're drafting day one starters.
I agree with you to the point where that's where I'm wondering if the 30th pick isn't one where they stay firm and they're actually trading up. So, like, if there's because like there was the speculation last year that was right, like if said person Tyler Warren, Colson Levin, whatever, Ashton Genty, whatever, like if they were within range, they were trading up, right? Like that was a rumor that they were trading up. So Kenyon Sadiq, he happens to be in sniffing range, farting range for them to actually, get, him within like pick 15. Yeah, I'm calling, so or maybe or
it's
maybe
even agency though. So if we get an Njoku, that limits.
I don't think they trade up for a tight end.
But even then, like a Jordan Tyson.
Yeah, now that moves me. Any one of those top 3 wide receivers, was it it's Carnell Tate, Mekhi Lemon, and Jordan Tyson?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in any one of those guys, if you got a chance to get them, I feel
Tyson's
like it's especially
Tyson's just so fascinating because he has the injury history, and you never know. I think he's drafted high, but you just never know due to people's injury reports and their stuff that any team can have some sort of report that says, "Oh, I feel pretty lukewarm about this report, so much so that I have a late first round grade on a guy and he drops, on whatever." Like it's stupid reasons, but it has happened before.
Man, there are just so many receivers that are proven. Like, I know Bo's young, right? But like we're on the cusp. Do we really have time? They like Franklin. They like Bryant. I get it. They're young guys that still need to develop. Do we really want to go get a
They love Portland
instead of going to get somebody that's actually tried and true? Garrett Wilson still exists. Like,
yeah, that's a fact.
Like there are all these guys that can contribute tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because we beat Josh Allen in a playoff game throwing touchdowns to Frank Crum and Lil Jordan Humphrey. So I feel like just imagine if you do get weapons with the sky's the limit in what you can do. I just think I think now you move in the direction of like where you're operating. Because I remember like when we got Manning, he threw the 55 touchdowns, you lost in the Super Bowl, and they were like, okay, let's go be uber aggressive in the offseason.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you got to operate with that same mindset of who you have at quarterback because you want to win while you're on your rookie deal. You feel like you should have been in the big game. You should have had a chance at it. you got to be uber aggressive, and that means going big name hunting. That means stop being. I'm not saying. I mean, it's almost like F them picks, kinda, but I'm not all on board with trading all the picks. But it's like, dude, if Justin Jefferson somehow, some way is available, like, or or Philly's like, yeah, we're asking a second round pick for AJ Brown. Like, I feel like these things are just no brainers to where it's like, yo, just go get the shit done instead of, because I'm telling you right now, if we go into next season with Cortland Sutton and Lil Jordan Humphrey on this football team again as valuable assets on the offensive side of the ball, I don't know what I'm like. You just said yourself like that again.
You just said yourself though that it's a Super Bowl roster that they could win though.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, but like the weakest link is the receiver room, bro. And it's like, how much like do you put in? Like Bo Nix is having to carry this way too much, bro. Like it's just.
No, I get it.
He's having to carry way too much. I mean, it's no way you should be going to the Super Bowl and your team leads the league in drops, and you can't run the football. Your team leads the league in drops. You don't have a tight end. Like, and you almost get to the Super Bowl. And it's just like you go into the offseason and you just say, you know what? I like the room we got. Like, it's just like, what are we doing, bro?
We like what we have.
I'm just being for real.
Like, no.
The funniest the funniest thing is too, like it just goes back to the conversation we always have, which is we would love to, and it's it just goes to circle back on like the entirety of the conversation of the Broncos offseason, right? Because we all agree, at least I hope we all agree, the Broncos roster is a pretty good roster. And I think all of us would agree in the sense that where they really lack is just the top end playmaker, wide receiver 1, running back 1, tight end 1 talent. And can they really be that aggressive where they can really rebrand a few things here and there to make this team that Philadelphia Eagles type unstoppable in that AFC where, and granted, I say that just because like there's a position we really didn't talk about that could be rebranded in a sense, and that's the linebacker room or even the tight end room. Like, heck, they frankly could cut Ingram, and then because of that, they go out and be aggressive for a guy like a Pitts and Njoku, which at that point you're talking about a completely new like scenario where for like weapons, and obviously that's a bit of a pipe dream type of scenario on that one, but it's just like there's ways that they can do this. Like they can massage money, because cap is a myth and the Broncos ownership group is the richest owners in sports, so it can go a million different directions.
Yeah, I agree. I just think if you're aggressive enough to give Cortland Sutton $100 million, then you should be aggressive in every other single aspect. Honestly, that's just how I'm looking at it. I mean, if you give him $92 million and they were still rumored to go after Diggs, go after Cooper Kupp, and you just couldn't get the deals done.
Yeah,
you got to move, man, because we're about, I'll say, 2 years away from being in, I won't say cap hell, but the cap really starts to hurt us. So you got to do something within these next 2 years. Make a move or something. It's time because like Maddie said, bro. I mean, you can love the young wide receivers, but you're gonna need a playmaker. Like I would let's see this offense that can win on a down and down basis. I would love. I mean, it's looking like at this point, but I just can't imagine if we got a guy that can just win on every single down. I would love Pickens too. Do we trade for him?
I think number 19 can win a lot, and he doesn't get used. But I'm just some guy in a basement in Nebraska, so what do I know?
Well, and I will say this, and we talked about it. I am very fascinated about the Wan'Dale Robinson thing. I am very fascinated about that because
at $21 million a year,
I don't know if he gets it because it's going to range between 17 and probably high end 25. But it's just like I am very fascinated about that, just because of his fit.
Wait, with what?
Wan'Dale Robinson. I am very fascinated about it. It's hard to ignore the Davis Webb connections with he and Webb. It's also hard to ignore the overall fit and everything that he could probably lift this team. There's probably ways it can happen between Marvin Mims and him on the same field. Mims is a running back situation, and you also have Wandale on the field. He could be a little bit more creative in situations, but he's also a bit of a same type of clone as Marvin Mims. So it's just, I am very fascinated. And then also you put him on the field, he's probably your most explosive player, probably, and yak monster of anybody that is in that wide receiver room right now.
That's a fact.
So,
I'm not against Wandale at all. Honestly, I'm not.
It's just
I would love him, actually.
It is. I mean, J-Mac, you and I briefly talked about it. It's like it's just definitely one I'm very curious about, just because of the overall connections. So, still height wise, skill wise, we'll see. We'll see if it fits. It's gonna be a fun free agency, though. It's gonna be a fun off season, and J-Mac's gonna have you covered on what he's got going on. Obviously, we're gonna have you covered over here at Mainly Broncos and the MHRT network. It's going to be a blast. We will be using that simulation more and more as the months and stuff progress and everything. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And make sure you hit the subscribe button for the MHRT network page. There's a join feature for different features. Feel free to be a member for however it is that you feel like. Also follow us over there on social at Cameron Parker PO, at Jordan T. Lopez, at Matty Moles Pod, and of course at JMax Sports. Make sure you follow him over there and everything he's doing over there on Instagram. He is actually more famous. This might actually surprise you. He is more famous on Instagram than he is on X and actually Twitter with how popular he is. So, no, yeah, and also too, we do a bunch of short form over there on Twitter. On Twitter every once in a while, but Instagram, YouTube Shorts, TikTok, of course. So we do a bunch of short form over there. So make sure you go check us out. And as always, we will make sure we see you guys next week. We might do some more free agency stuff and maybe dabble in maybe some other maybe non-NFL news. Maybe kind of just take a little bit of a breather, and some of that. But yeah, we'll definitely have you posted. And we'll see you guys next week. And of course, before we go, God bless Bo Nix.
Let's go Broncos! God bless Bo Nix!
Fast lane when I pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Tempo's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast's racking up the flame out.